What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Littleroot Laddering. Continuing on this week with the Volcarona Dracozolt team that we were playing last episode. So if you haven't done so, make sure you go and watch it as well. This team has so far been really impressive. Really excited to see where we can go with this. And I mean, we're on a win streak. We are one win away from Master Ball again, so that's the goal for today, is to end up pulling into Master Ball. Maybe, hopefully we can just 3-0 again. That would be awesome. But if not, I think a 2-1 should be able to pull us into Master Ball as well. If we go like loss, double win, I don't know. Let's just win this one and then we'll be fine. And then we can climb up all the way into the high tiers of Master Ball, which last season I wasn't able to. Just had a little bit too much time restraint and wasn't able to climb as high as I would like. So, first team of the day here, we see Chandelure, Comfey, Gardevoir, Lapras, Rhyperior, and Amoonguss. So they are going to 1000% of the time Dynamax Lapras next to Comfey and try to blow us up, and I am not okay with that. What do we have that can actually deal with this? Strugglebug Volcarona ain't bad, but I think just Hitmontop Dracozolt is probably our best answer. I like Primarina. It can deal with the Chandelure and the Rhyperior pretty handily. Volcarona actually seems great here as well. Strugglebug to be able to deal some chip damage on the Comfey, getting special attack drops on majority of their team. I think Volcarona seems great. So the question is, do I want Primarina or Corviknight in the back? And I think Primarina lines up a little better for what I'm trying to do. But most likely going to be Dynamaxing Dracozolt here on turn 1. And probably going to try to take out Lapras. Go for a coaching plus max lightning. Should be pretty decent damage, I would think, especially since we are faster than the Lapras. And we do see Comfey Lapras here as their lead. So, interesting. Let's see. I have no idea how much this is going to do. Hopefully it's a ton. Seeing how we're going to be at +1 after all things are said and done. Really wish we had Brick Break on Hitmontop right about now. I could also see like a Draining Kiss into Hitmontop, which would be okay for us. It would trigger our eject pack. I mean our eject button and force us to switch out, but I think that's fine. Obviously, we would like to get the coaching off first, but maybe that's a reason to instead go for a helping hand. But I think coaching is more impactful here on turn 1. Just being able to get that permanent attack boost if we can actually get it off, which it looks like we're going to be able to. With them Dynamaxing Lapras, I can't imagine that this isn't a Giga Drain to trigger a policy here. Problem is, I don't think we're living a +2 resonance into Dracozolt. Well, we are Assault Vest. There's a decent chance, right? Maybe? I don't know. Let's find out together. Just gonna max guard. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. They just gonna Trick Room? They're Trick Rooming with Comfey, aren't they? They are. Interesting. I think I'm fine with that, because now I can just helping hand this turn. So now if they Giga, like, we should still be fine, I think. Yep, we do see the Giga Drain. Gonna trigger that policy that we know is there. Please live. Because I think if we live, we die. If we don't live, that is like game over. Okay. Okay. But now they have Veil up before we get to hit them, and I don't know if we're gonna be able to take them out through Veil. JK LOL, get out of here. That was a wave of emotions I wasn't ready for. Man, Dracozolt hits so incredibly hard. So what does our opponent have here in the back? It's gonna be Gardevoir coming out. Not looking great for our Dracozolt up front here. I'd rather bring in Primarina right now. I want to preserve Hitmontop. I think Hitmontop being able to come in and fake out things if needed is going to be pretty important. I didn't want to go for fake out on turn 1 because I anticipated them just going for Giga Drain, and that would have been kind of bad for us. What does this Gardevoir do? Oh, just go for Gleam. Yep, which is enough to pick up the KO on the Dracozolt, which is fine. We've both used our Dynamax now. So I think I want to bring out Hitmontop one more time here. And this turn we can go for a fake out into the Gardevoir. Really wish we had Hyper Voice here, but unfortunately we don't on this Primarina set. So maybe just Blizzard then. Blizzard to do pretty decent damage across the board. We do get the fake out off. That's good. Now we're going to Giga into Primarina, which is not good. Come on, big damage. Big damage here. That's not great. That's really not great. So now, is this the last turn of Trick Room? It is, in fact, the last turn of Trick Room. So I think now we go into Volcarona. And we protect this turn. I think Primarina is definitely our way of winning this game. Gonna go for Floral Healing into the Gardevoir. Man, Hitmontop just really doesn't look great here, especially facing down double fairies. I do get the Gleam off into the Volcarona, gonna break our stash. But shouldn't do, yeah, it doesn't do too terribly much there. So then this turn we can go for Struggle Bug. And I think I like switching into Hitmontop here. Like, I just really want to preserve Primarina. And I think getting the special attack drop this turn off the Struggle Bug is going to be pretty important. Going to withdraw the Comfey. Interesting. Going into Amoonguss. Not really liking our chances now. Luckily, we can fake out that thing next turn. Pending that we don't get hit with just another Dazzling Gleam here, which is a real possibility. And if that's the case, then we're going back into Primarina, which I think is fine. Being able to get Primarina in. Oh, just going to go for another Trick Room. Not the play I anticipated, but okay. Well, we can't be Spored. Well, now we can. That's awkward. So I think I just want to Struggle Bug again. And fake out into the Amoonguss this turn. Yeah, Hitmontop just does not look great here. And in hindsight, probably should not have brought it. It doesn't do anything outside of, like, just click coaching. So, in hindsight, probably should not have led with Hitmontop. Gonna get a Dazzling Gleam off. Gonna do decent damage all across. But they are at -1 now. But the eject button is going to trigger. We're gonna go back into Primarina. Not looking great. Struggle Bug. Now they're at -2. I wonder if we can live a -2 Gleam. Let's not find out. Let's just click Protect here. Volcarona just chipping away is really great for us, I think. Gonna go for Spore into Volcarona. That's unfortunate, but not I think that's anticipated. Energy Ball into Primarina. That's really bad for us. So now I'm anticipating a Spore into this slot, into the Primarina slot. 2 turns of Trick Room left. So now we can go back into Hitmontop. I could see a Gleam plus Spore into Primarina this turn. If Volcarona wakes up this turn, I think we're in a pretty decent position. But outside of that, I don't think we're in a great position. Just because Hitmontop doesn't really do anything. And that's kind of the like ultimate downside here is Hitmontop just doesn't do anything against our opponent's team. We do see the Spore into the Hitmontop. We do see the Dazzling Gleam, which we live. We're still asleep. And just fake out into the Gardevoir, I guess. I mean, Hitmontop is staying asleep this turn. It's guaranteed 1 turn of sleep. Not really having a damaging move on Hitmontop has also been not the best. I appreciate close combat, but in these kind of situations where we need to just chip damage would be ideal. Not being able to get that chip damage and be able to preserve our Pokemon is kinda not great. I see a Mystical Fire into Volcarona. Don't really care about that. We're here just to do chip damage. And we wake up. That's really great. I think that wake up means there's a chance we can pull ourselves back into this. Is Trick Room over this turn? It is. Okay. So I think this turn we're going to fire off a big Heat Wave. And we're going to go for a Helping Hand. Hitmontop wakes up too. That's so good for us. This is so good for us. Come on. Come on. Big damage. Not quite enough to pick up the KO on the Amoonguss. That's unfortunate. And they do go for Trick Room again. Well, I would rather have Hitmontop go back asleep than Primarina, so I think we just click Heat Wave again. And I guess close combat, even though it doesn't matter. Hitmontop's going to sleep before it gets to do anything. Yep, we do see that Spore. And this is the part of Amoonguss that's really annoying. Like, we're just stalling out here, and that's kind of whatever. But I would rather be in this kind of position than... Like, we can easily still win this game. I don't want to make it seem like we're, you know, just dead on contact here, but there is a chance we can win this game. I think our win condition now is Volcarona, so I think bringing in Primarina here to like preserve the Volcarona is ideal, and then just going for a close combat into Amoonguss. Because if they go for a Mystical Fire, I want to preserve our Volcarona and get those stat changes erased from it. So, Giga into the Hitmontop. We live that. We can wake up this turn. That'd be great, too. Mystical Fire. We should live that. Come on, Top. Come on, Top! Come on, Top! So now we can protect. I guess we just go for another close combat here. Man, this is incredibly close. I could see a Gleam. Okay. Well, Gleam's good for us. Hitmontop does go down. And I believe there's one turn of Trick Room left. Yep. So we can protect Volcarona this turn, and then Heatwave next turn, and that should be able to pick up the KO on both of these. Problem is Primarina is going to sleep this turn, most likely. Yep, it is the last turn of Trick Room. So we can just go for a Blizzard. Actually, if we get the double here, we're in like the best position we could possibly envision. Problem is they have Comfey in the back, who's still at relatively high HP, and we get the double. I forgot Volcarona was already asleep. No! No, Volcarona, no! That's unfortunate. I forgot Volcarona was asleep. Well, now we go for Blizzard. And Heatwave, I guess. If we wake up and hit Heatwave on both, we don't. We stay asleep. Oh, wait, no. Just going to bring out Comfey here. Oh, we are still asleep. And we missed the Gardevoir. But we get the freeze on Comfey. Okay. I think we can do this, even with losing Primarina there. I think we can do this. The problem is Heatwave's gonna wake them up. Struggle Bug hopefully is enough to pick up the KO on the Gardevoir. Not quite. Not quite. Comfey's still frozen. That's good. And they do go for another Trick Room. Now I think it's game over. Maybe? Maybe not, actually. Struggle Bug's still going to be able to just chip them away. Volcarona, I mean, the Comfey's not unthawing. That's not an option. So, as long as we don't hit them with a fire move until it's 100% sure we can win this game. And I don't know if Heat Wave is enough to pick up the KO on the... I forgot Amoonguss has Regenerator. That's really bad too. So we're at -2. There's 3 turns of Trick Room. Let's protect this turn. Comfey's still frozen. They do go for the Spore. I forgot about Regenerator. Now we're going to sleep. So that's 1 turn of sleep. So I think this turn we go for Protect. Hope we get the first turn wake up. Nope. So we're probably dead now. That's actually great for us. Okay. Unfortunately, the Clear Smog wasn't enough to pick up the KO. Had it not been, though, that was actually amazing for us, because then we can just go for Heat Wave and pick up the double KO. So going for Clear Smog there, I think was incorrect on our opponent's part, because had we been able to live that, then I think we just win. Focus Sash, Chandelure. So I think that game went wrong on turn 1. I think had we predicted the Trick Room, I think we would have been in a much better position. And so what we should have done is targeted into the Comfey that turn, because Comfey most likely is not taking a coaching Max Lightning, at which point I think we just win the game, because then the Gardevoir comes in and like we just do the same thing with Gardevoir, but now Lapras doesn't get to set up screens before we get to knock it out, and then we're not worrying about screens, nor are we worrying about the Trick Room the rest of the game, because we can just deal with the Gardevoir. So really, really close game, but ultimately just came down a little too close for my luck. Yep, pretty standard. I think in team preview, I didn't anticipate the Trick Room aspect, and I should have, because the Trick Room mode seems really obvious when you actually look at their team with Lapras and Rhyperior and Amoonguss. So anticipating the Trick Room instead would have been more ideal for us. So next team here we have Lapras, Dracovish, Politoed, Talonflame, Dracozolt, Rhyperior. So I'm anticipating... What do we anticipate here? Well, now I think Hitmontop is great with Dracozolt. I think Corviknight looks pretty decent here as well. I really like Amoonguss. I really like Amoonguss, especially since we have Energy Ball. Primarina doesn't look great. So the question is do we want Corviknight or Volcarona? And I'm leaning towards Corviknight. Corviknight is exceptionally well if we can take care of the Dracozolt, because then we can just wall up in front of everything else. Yeah, I like this. Let's see if our opponent agrees. I'm anticipating either Lapras Politoed or Politoed Dracovish. We will see Lapras Talonflame. Also acceptable. Also acceptable. So I think primary goal number 1 is deal with Talonflame. So if we go for a Helping Hand and a Max Lightning into Talonflame, if they protect here, then we still get to Max Lightning them. Just gonna see Dracovish come in. That's also fine for us. We Dynamax before the Lapras, pending that the Lapras is Dynamaxing, which I am fully anticipating. No Dynamax from the Lapras. Just gonna go for a Protect. Okay. Well, gonna clap the Dracovish. And it's not really gonna like this Max Lightning, all things considered. Zap. Cool. So that was one of the bigger threats for our team. So being able to take it out there early is really, really exceptional. Talonflame does come back in though, and this is more of a problem. So what if we go for... Do we want to go for Coaching this turn? Or do we want to go for Helping Hand? I think Coaching and then Max Lightning in Electric Terrain hopefully is enough to pick up the KO through screens. See, we do see the Dynamax from the Lapras now. I'm anticipating Tailwind plus G-Max Resonance this turn, which we know we can live the Resonance because we lived a +2 one last game. Saltfest is busted. We do see that Tailwind go up. Did we not go for Helping Hand? I could have swore I clicked Helping Hand. No, we went for Coaching. Okay. Well. Crit? This might be enough anyway. It is. Problem is they have screens up and Tailwind. So whatever their threat is here in the back could still be a problem. I'm gonna send out their own Dracozolt. So we'll Helping Hand this turn and go for a Wormwind. I'm anticipating Focus Sash on the Talonflame. Hopefully at +1 defense we can actually lift this. They are going to break their Sash if they have it. More importantly, they're going to break their Gale Wings as well. We do see the Bolt Beak. Not going to be enough, and Wormwind should be enough at +1 plus Helping Hand. Go away. Dracozolt's so busted, guys. Play more Dracozolt. So now we can just bring in a Mungus, click Rage Powder, and go for a Bolt Beak, and that should be game. As long as we connect here, this should be game. And opponent agrees. Opponent fully agrees. Them switching out Talonflame on 1 was exceptionally well. Just good gameplay on their part. Being able to preserve their Talonflame for turn 2 to make sure that they can get their Tailwind up to make sure they outspeed us on the next turn is well done on our opponent's part. Water Absorb, Life Orb, Lapras. Pretty standard set. They did, in fact, have the Dragon Rush, so I'm really glad we were able to take them out. Choice Scarf, fully anticipated. Berry, Politoed. Yeah, nothing. I'm not a fan of Hydro Pump. I would rather see Scald or Muddy Water in that slot. I've also seen Icy Wind. Icy Wind is one I'm personally a fan of. Usually Icy Wind's over Perish Song, though. But either way, like, Protect Helping Hand plus water coverage plus either, like, speed control or Perish Song is fine in that last slot, in my opinion. Focus Sash was, in fact, on the Talonflame. I don't like... This is something a lot of people do with Talonflame, is they'll run Brave Bird on their Gale Wings, which then breaks their Gale Wings, and they're still playing Focus Sash, so, like, I don't understand that. My personal favorite Talonflame sets are using Dual Wing Beats or are special and have Hurricane. I'm a big proponent of the special variant because Hurricane is busted, and then you get Heat Wave instead of Flare Blitz, so you're not breaking your Gale Wings if you want to go for a Fire type attack as well. I also just played Taunt in the last slot. Taunt is really great on Talonflame because you're able to potentially, because you are incredibly fast, be able to get a Taunt off before your opponent is able to do what they want with their Pokemon. Choice Band Dracozolt. That's absurd. Not a fan of Outrage. Outrage, you don't get to pick the target. So if your opponent just has a Fairy type on the other side and you go for Outrage, you just can't hit it. Whereas with Dragon Claw, you're not locked into your move for 1. And 2, you can just choose not to attack it. Like, you get to choose what you attack, which is busted. Rock Blast? What are you doing? What are you doing here, Rhyperior? Well, I think, if my math is correct, I think we're 1 win away from Master Ball again. So let's see if my theory at the top of the show is correct, where we can go 2-1 and hit Master Ball today. Opposing trainer has been found. Let's see. For all the marbles. Hatterene, Durant, Charizard, Pikachu, Urshifu, Lapras. Pikachu. Pikachu in this economy? What are you doing? I don't see any reason not to just go Dracozolt. Like, Dracozolt Hitmontop, just mess him up. I like Volcarona. Volcarona is really interesting because it can deal with the Hatterene and it can hit the Durant. And of course we have Struggle Bug, so we can deal with Hatterene, Charizard, and Lapras, potentially Pikachu. I don't really know what Pikachu does, if anything. And do I want a Mungus or Primarina in this last one? I think a Mungus. Corviknight doesn't line up well against Urshifu because our Iron defenses don't do anything. That most likely is Dark Urshifu, which is fine for us, I think. So maybe we want Primarina to be able to deal with it. And then we have another thing that can hit the Charizard pretty well. Plus, like, just having special attackers for the Durant is fine. I'm fine with this. I don't hate this. What do we want to see from our opponent here? Probably not Durant up front. I think we'd be fine against it, but I would rather not see it, I think. Yeah, we just see Durant Charizard. Okay. So I have no idea which one is going to Dynamax. But I think the Durant is a bigger threat to us than the Charizard. So I could see it Dynamaxing, and if that's a... I want to go for Max Flare, but then Charizard is going to have... It's going to get Solar Power up. Maybe we just Lightning the Charizard. I think Lightning the Charizard plus Fake out the Zard this turn, just ensure the KO on it. We're gonna withdraw the Durant. So that's good for us. Gonna bring out Pikachu. They're gonna Dynamax Charizard. Okay. Well, this could be slightly problematic. Should have just gone for the helping hand. Because I'm anticipating an Airstream into Hitmontop, and I don't think we live that. Could also be Max Quake into Dracozolt. But I think, because we're Assault Vest, so we should live that. Yep, Fake Out hit you. Chip damage. Hooray! We do see the Max Airstream into Hitmontop. Live? Nope. Alright, bye Top. You tried your best, buddy. You tried your best, I'll give you that. But now we're setting up Electric Terrain for the Pikachu. So if it has like Rising Voltage, we're not in a great position. Oh god, Lightning Rod! I forgot it! I forgot it had Lightning Rod! That's smart! Our opponents played that really well. And now I don't see how we win this game. We can bring out Volcarona here. And just click Struggle Bug. Do we have Rage Powder on Volcarona? So what if we Max Quake the Pikachu this turn? We don't have Rage Powder. So I think just Struggle Bug then. Charizard's going to be faster than us. So that's not going to be great. So if this is like Fake Out plus Airstream into Volcarona, we're probably dead. Just Wildfire. And a Dracozolt. Well, that does actual nothing. Thunderbolt into Volcarona. We live that because of Sash. Paralysis, come on. I really need this to connect because this is going to be Sash. It's not Sash. Well, I would like to get the special attack drop on the Charizard. So does that mean Sash is on? Okay, we do connect with the Struggle Bug. That's at least good. Dracozolt's going to take a little bit of fire. But as long as we don't set up Sun for Charizard, it doesn't really do anything. Just going to bring out Lapras. Well, that dies to a ham sandwich here. And I think I'm fine with letting Volcarona go down. So we'll just go for a Protect to try to let it live, but we're going to see the Airstream into Volcarona. It is going to go down, that's fine. Because I would rather lose Volcarona than switch in Primarina and potentially lose it. So being able to just let Volcarona go down, I think, is the correct play there. Ice Beam. That's a fast Lapras. That's a really fast Lapras. So Charizard is at -1 special attack. We're at +1 special defense. And now they have Durant Charizard versus Dracozolt Primarina. I think we can win this game pretty easily. I think we're going to protect with Primarina this turn, so we can deal with the Dracozolt, with the Durant. So yeah, we'll go for Fire Fang and Protect. And then next turn, Charizard's gonna go for Protect. That's good for us, because that means next turn it can't. Hopefully we see Iron Head into... Okay, Thunder Fang's also fine into Primarina. So as long as we connect our Fire Fang, we should win this game. Sash? Sash Durant? Uh-oh. 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 I don't feel great about this anymore. Uh-oh. Well, I think this is still correct. Do we go for the double again? I think we have to. I think this is our only way of winning this game, is if we get the double. We don't. Focus Blast Charizard. Well, that does nothing. Please live this. No. Well, Focus Blast is the best thing they have to hit us with. Come on! Yep, now we are definitely dead. That's really unfortunate. Obviously, we needed a lot to go right this last turn, but should have predicted the Pikachu having Lightning Rod switching in, which I did not. Did not anticipate the Lightning Rod, and so that was misplay number 1. I think had we gone for Quake into Durant like I originally thought, like I originally wanted to, and gone for a Helping Hand, we would have been in a much better position. Of course, like, how can you predict, like, Focus Sash Durant? I just don't think that's something majority of people would anticipate. So I think had that not been Focus Sash there, we win that game 99% of the time there in the end game. Primarina lives, we get to hit the Hydro Pump next turn, potentially, and we get to go for a Bolt Beak. They can only take out potentially one of us, and it looked like the Charizard didn't have anything for Primarina. So that end game could have played out a little differently had they not had the Focus Sash. But also at the same time, like, had we actually gone for the Helping Hand instead of the Fake Out into Charizard, but at the same time, I anticipated the Durant to Dynamax. And as a result, I expected the Charizard to stay in, so going for the Fake Out into that slot made sense. But at the same time, on the opposite side of that coin, if Charizard stays in, what is it doing? And I don't see it doing anything if Durant Dynamaxes that game. So, from our opponent's perspective, they played that game very well. From our perspective, I don't think we played that game as optimally as we needed to. And it all started on turn 1 with the max. I think targeting the Charizard was correct, but we don't really have anything to hit it with if they do exactly what they do and they switch into Pikachu. So I think the most optimal play looking back would have been Max Quick into the Pikachu and either Helping Hand or switch out the Hitmontop, anticipating the Airstream coming in. So if we switch into... we could switch into Volcarona, but then like it's going down to Sash, which isn't in a great position then, because if the Pikachu is also Sash, which now we know it's not, and it has Fake Out, then like we just lose Volcarona. Charizard hits into the Dracozolt the next turn. We're not in a great position there either. So ideally, I think the most optimal way we could have played that is Quake into the Durant slot and gone for either Helping Hand or switch into Primarina, but I don't like exposing Primarina that early, so I think the most optimal play would have been just leaving Hitmontop in, anticipating the max airstream coming in, and losing Hitmontop. But having the lightning rod there really just messed everything up and made it where we weren't able to deal with the Charizard before they were able to deal with us. We could have also dealt with the Charizard instead of the Lapras, because we had both Volcarona and Primarina in the back at the time. No, Volcarona was already on the field. But at the same time, Primarina's not really lining up against Lapras too well. They did show us Ice Beam, so that probably means that they don't have Freeze Dry, but that doesn't mean they don't have either Thunder or Thunderbolt. So I think had we gone for the Max Lightning into Charizard that turn, and then they have Thunderbolt, then Primarina is in a really bad position as well. So a couple different ways we could have played that game, and I think we could have ultimately ended up winning, but them having Focus Sash on Durant is not something I anticipated. I feel like most optimally, item-wise, what I would have anticipated was Life Orb on the Durant, and then Lumberry on Charizard. But seeing how that played out, seeing how we saw the Life Orb on the Charizard, you could anticipate like Expert Belt or Choice Band on the Durant. But again, just Focus Sash is not something that was on my radar. So it's kind of a toss-up. Ultimately we did not win that game, and so now we had to come back later this week to get into Master Ball. But I have a feeling we're going to get it. I definitely think we're going to have a winning record the rest of the week, and we're going to be able to pull into Master Ball, and it's going to be great. So if you haven't done so already, everybody, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Ring the bell for notifications when new stuff goes live. We have laddering episodes going up 3 times a week, podcast every Monday at 9 a.m., plus, all kinds of different content going up the rest of the week. I have a Stadium 2 Let's Play that I've been playing through for a couple months now, so that comes out every Sunday. If that's something of interest for you, make sure you check that out. And to everyone else, make sure you hit that like button and leave me a comment down below talking about, let's talk about Durant today. So we saw 3 Laprases too, which I think is not the norm. Was it 3? Pretty sure we saw a Lapras every game. Pretty sure. Yeah, because we had the Trick Room team, and then the Rain team, and then Charizard Lapras. So, let's talk about Lapras then, because Lapras is great. Really think it's going to continue to be a big threat for Series 6, and something that your teams need to be able to deal with. Notably, we have a excellent Lapras answer here with Dracozolt on this team. When Series 3 first got introduced, I believe Lapras was one of the premier threats there, and that was actually one of the first episodes we recorded of the podcast, was like, hey, how do we deal with Lapras? And then the next week we came back and we're like, oh, hey, Dracozolt just single-handedly deals with it. So if you are anticipating a lot of Laprases, I love Dracozolt in that position. So that is going to be it for me today, everybody. We've gone on way longer than I anticipated today, but that is okay, because I'm sure you all love long episodes. So have a good one, everybody. We'll be back later this week with some more Littleroot Laddering. Have a good one. Peace.